Whew, oh, yeah. So I barely can walk out from room to room, getting the impression that there is a interface technology that is simulating into my home, and it sounds like someone that might know my father, or someone that knows Don Anderson. The impression that there is someone using a technology, this 5G technology, has the capability to notice there's a broadcast surveilling me, or at least there's a eavesdropping. So there's a new way to spy and simulate, and that's what I'm experiencing. And it's turned into menacing stalking. The feeling most of all my devices are experiencing a feeling of erratic intruder. So I'm being harassed by erratic intruders, and it feels as if it's actually coming from next door, and they're putting the false impression as if they didn't do anything. But the thing is, I can hear the exact voice of the neighbor using some kind of interface technology that is amplifying a broadcast, and it's seems to even overlap radio broadcasts or even intrude where it can create a feeling of pirate radio. So it's a 5G. There's new 5G technology that has a capability to do something like that. And um, the thing is, when there is abuse going on, it does happen. Come on now. And someone finds a similar technology, it's going to be misused. And I don't use any drugs, but I kind of feel there's a person spying on me that does use drugs, and they're making a drug movement right through interface technology. So they're interfacing, and they convince there's a drug movement out of it. And so I don't actually do drugs. I don't. The cannabis is minor. Helps me sleep. Helps release negative tension, or at least even if you have a muscle spasm, that's not even awful. But that's they're very lenient. It's not even to the point. It's more of a muscle relaxer. Even if someone did try it out, it seems more better for muscle relax. But I don't actually do actually. But the thing is, I don't. The thing is, someone's actually killing the party time either way, because I'm not doing it. But the thing is, there is interface that is creating a movement, and everything I have thought about has been trending. So everything I love, everything from rollerblading when I was a child, or all of a sudden, if you ever looked that up, you're gonna find cocaine rollerblades. And also, you can't imagine the actual soda company, or there's actual connection to a soda company, Coke. So there is a big issue. Even the bananas. I mean, the bananas, mangoes. To let's even bring up what else? Everything I have an appetite for. Every to a cheesecake factory in Sacramento, cocaine, and I'm not even the owner of their own movement, and they're trend setting everything I have thought of. Everything I have thought of, I'm not even the owner of their own movement. I'm at zero, and I'm trending a trendy of a trend, and I'm at zero. So it's like it kind of bugged the heck out of me. The thing is, I'm not I don't use drugs. I'm not excited. I was more excited. Um, I'm used to the mindset of actually gaining friends, or at least convince, there's a mindset to actually attract a party. Or at least that's a program of its own self. And to push away something like that, it's different. But the thing is, I'm not necessarily. I'm more of a sport kind of character. It's kind of normal, or at least I had that one time. But the thing is, some of that's being pushed away because I'm experiencing the interface or the intruder that is has a capability to fabricate investigation crimes or even court crimes and or even military crimes. So I when I'm trying to have an open conversation, and an intruder actually can interrupt the subconscious, and it's to the point where it feels like there's sabotage. And it looks even worse if there's enemy of America picking minds of their own offspring, and then it just feels like it's a neural crime of feeling that there's new ways of interface to 5G interface is targeting American citizens, causing a neural crime, and then it's leading to psychosis or even making the false impression of mental illness or risking them from psychosis or even mental illness. But some are want to desire an elite mindset to the point where there's recovery. It's kind of pointless to even bring up psychosis. I mean, you could say you're at risk of some mental health scenario. But the thing is, people who want to rub shoulders with a strong mind. I mean, if you think about it, it's or elite mind, or at least about something at least you can actually get close to it. But the thing is, I'm having an issue. I don't even my I haven't had a friend. I mean, I haven't made the friend alley like a kind of partnership. I'm not necessarily lurking or interested for work for someone, because I'm kind of convinced that there's someone that is interfacing on me that is trying to switch the mindset, and I don't have a mindset to convince I'm the one that's going to be working for someone else. I'm more of a mindset of someone, a dominant mindset, or at least elite mindset, and it's like someone's trying to switch an inertia on me to the point. I mean, yeah. So it bothers me. Um, right now, there's a neural crime, where it's creating frustration in others to the point where it's causing a bit of overwhelm. There's just a bit too much infuriated. So I don't feel infuriated. Sometimes I feel like there's new. So some people are, or at least if you were some, I mean, I don't know. Right now, when I'm trying to complete my own conversation, I'm getting the feeling that there's an intruder. I want to say I don't know, because I feel like things are pretty accurate. But while I'm talking, it feels like there's someone trying to use the same neural subconscious of my own conscience, and it's turned into a neural crime, or at least the feeling that right through interface technology. So it's feeling that they're using a feeling of brain simulator, or at least to create a brain out of my own brain right through interface technology. That's what it feels like, and so that's what it's turning into, the new interface where it's new ways to copycat and simulate the actual subconscious of others. It's actually possible. I can't say it's not. The thing is, when there's an intruder using something similar, or an adolescent way more dumbed down, and it's just causing a real issue. And it's like someone taking and trying to make a false impression of mental illness when the person doesn't really have mental illness. That's harassment right through interface. There's 5G interfaces actually being released. It does exist, and it's something else when they make a lie, psychosis. And there is networks or cell phone networks that have this technology, or there's a frequency that has a similar technology, and it's being misused in Elko, California, Sacramento, California. And I kind of feel I'm entitled to a lawsuit, or at least to convince that it's forming into workplace harassment, but it's also feeling that there's a religious can cause also a religious hate crime, or the feeling that someone's trying to take an identity, or if you respect one another and someone doesn't respect another, it just throws everything off right away, because the way when there's interface technology, that's able to miss the will of the subconscious. It's where, at least to identify, to be aware, where once there's interface, it's possible to mess with the will of the subconscious, or even something that's. The thing is, that's not just it's more of a computer crime. It's more of a internet crime, or more to actually really get more accurate. How is this? Com- how is there some kind of communication involved interface? That's where there's communications involved, but then there's a computer communicating it, and to really be accurate about right now, it's so bad where I'm convinced there's a satellite or there's a smart city weapon that is used for mass surveillance, and there's also an interface weapon. It's also to it's a neural remote monitor. It helps get the neural data of the individual. But the thing is, when there is a intruder interrupting the input that, say, you're interested in learning, or you or someone that's even if you weren't learning anything. But the thing is, it's to at least to get the idea, it's possible that when there's interface technology, there can be overlap through a radio spectrum, and this is an interface that also has a spectrum of its own. That's what we're trying to bring up 5G. This 5G, it has a spectrum of its own, but it also can cause a feeling of it has capability of a frequency, but this frequency is also known to have intensity where it does kill birds. There is a bird that you can have enough powerful frequency that it does kill. It's a 5G weapon, and that's what is happening to me. It happened in Havana in Cuba. I never visited Cuba. I'm also a white guy. The thing is, when there is a feeling of a religious crime or a hate crime, or a feeling that there's, you know, I'm to the point where when I say I want clarity and there's interfacing of another conversation in front of me, and it's as if someone doesn't respect your own thought power because they're your interface in your own thought, but they refuse to actually take it as your own thought. So someone's embedding thought into me with interface technology, and that's what exactly I'm experiencing right now. And there's a whole lot of crimes all the way from it's a crime spree. There's a crime spree right through a cyber phone, and they're using this feeling of body snatcher. But the thing is, when there's a religious crime that wants to use that body snatcher movement, and then you get the idea there's cyber throne, and then there's wars with other wars, and then you get the idea that they can't respect another, but then you get the idea that to at least to have a very long list, and at least of these identities, because there's new ways to get neural data of each person, so you can actually stop thinking of this fake image, and you actually get the actual data of the actual person. Or even the thing is, I'm kind of convinced there is a this 5G weapon can actually target religion, and it interfaces religion where where I'm talking about their own leaders aren't actually leader if there is an actual intruder interfacing their leadership. And that's why I was trying to bring up this 5G interface technology that's causing interruption in their own leadership, and it throws everything off. It's like a cyber throne or a religious crime that's attempting to mask that there is a weapon that can interrupt the church or even music of the church through a spectrum. All music have a spectrum. So that's when you notice that there is a tampering of another person, or there's there's a spectrum overlapping it, and that's a crime also. A feeling, so at least to be self-aware of a crime,